So that digital ownership of the asset creates the communication channel. And now you have a relationship. And again, it's not just a company and a customer, it's people in the workplace. It's any human relationship.
It's any human relationship. And it's an opening for different ways of expressing information. Because when you go into, let's give an example of virtual education. Education, maybe using some of these tools. If you're in a common way of doing it today, let's say a Zoom class or watch a video, it's pretty powerful. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Khan Academy and some of these amazing things, but you still have to have a certain level of attention span to sit through these things, right? And especially when you're going to class after class. Well, what if you could break up these lessons into smaller chunks, be in spatial environments, either in the real world overlaid with information or in communal spaces, in say virtual spaces. And the objects themselves are not only instruments of the communication, but little bite-sized chunks of information that stay with you. So I can do something, I can find out if I'm right or wrong, I can engage in something, I can now get a badge of achievement. That badge of achievement is now programmable, an ongoing conduit back to the professor. So now I have it, class is over, maybe the class was 3 minutes instead of 30, but it continues. And now I can go in my wallet and I can continue to answer questions or engage with it in some way. I can water a plant and it can grow. Whatever I'm doing that engages me in that situation. And then I can bring it back. Again, it's my object. I can bring it back into different planes of reality, back into a virtual space and continue the lesson later. So this idea of the objects being the glue as well between experiences is important in education, in healthcare, because it'll be part of your medical record. And then back to the loyalty concept, it's the essence of what we call open loyalty. Open loyalty is when you get a badge, let's say, of achievement or something that you've done that maybe levels you up within a loyalty program. But because it's an object in your wallet, you can give permission to a different company to say, yeah, I'll show you that I actually am level 5 at Joe's Yogurt or whatever. And then they can give you something for it. It used to be, coming from an enterprise software background, I can tell you that it still is, very hard to integrate these various companies together. If I got a cool thing for going to the county fair and United Airlines wanted to reward me for that, think of the massive complexity just to get a requirements document done, let alone a project to create that. Now you just look in someone's wallet and with their permission, their identity, their own agency to say, yes, I have this credential, take a look. You can now scan a QR code, and we have this system in Vatom. We call it the Allowable Entitlements Engine. You can scan a QR code at a physical location, and it'll look in your wallet and say red or green. That simple. Yes, I'm allowed to go backstage and meet Taylor Swift at the VIP room because I have these credentials here. No integration between the systems. So you have these objects that at their base level have this ability to then successively build these characteristics into these wild use cases that really are not that complicated in the end, but they were complicated to implement. Now they're simple.
And like unimaginable use cases, right? Weird Easter eggs and airdrops and based on your location or like you said, a sports score or all these things to where that's a crazy new augmented reality that just surprises and delights and brings all sorts of...
It's really an extended reality.
Right.
The way I think of augmented reality, and it's not just to play with terms, but the way I think of it is like in the old days of early AR, you'd hold your phone over a box of Captain Crunch and it would wave at you and someone else would do it and wave at you. You're each having your own individual experience. There's no, it's not the real world. In the real world, if Captain Crunch popped out of that box and waved at you, everybody would be like, oh my God, run. There's something like an alien's jumped out. You'd all see it. But that's not the case in AR as it existed. It's a singular kind of almost lonely experience. As you move to this notion of more extended reality, it's really the reality we live in now gaining these properties, this digital overlay that we all can experience at the same time. And so I think, again, it's a way to bring people together.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.